Hi, I'm Gilles from the R&D department here at Performance Designs, and today I'll show you how to properly measure a slider. When measuring sliders, we measure through the center of the slider, both chord and span wise, to get a more consistent measurement, as opposed to around the perimeter where shrinkage occurs from sewing on the tapes and applying the grommets. We measure the chord of the slider by folding it in half, span-wise, aligning the grommets to make sure it's properly folded, measuring it across the center of the slider with light tension. Measure the span of the slider in the same way by folding it chord-wise, aligning the grommets, and again with light tension, measure across the center of the slider. All measurements have a plus or minus half-inch tolerance. Measure the full span of the dome slider by folding it in half, chord-wise, aligning the grommets to make sure that it's properly folded. Measure across the center of the slider from tape to tape with light tension. Keeping the same fold, measure the half chord of the dome slider by placing the ruler in the center of the slider and measuring from fabric to edge of the tape. All measurements again have plus or minus half-inch tolerance. When measuring a slider with a hole, we can't measure straight across the center line since the hole allows for deformation of the slider. Instead, we'll measure between the reinforcement tape of the hole and the perimeter tape of the slider. To measure the span, fold chord-wise between the tapes. Measure from end to end with light tension. For the chord measurement, we'll fold span-wise between the perimeter tape and the reinforcing tape. Measure the same way from edge to edge with light tension. All measurements have a plus-minus half-inch tolerance. To measure a dome slider with mesh panels, we have to consider the mesh panels that allow deformation of the span-wise measurement of the slider. To measure the span, fold the slider in half chord-wise, aligning the grommets to make sure the slider is properly folded. Pull tension until the fabric curls to form a lip end to end. Plus or minus 2 inches tolerance on the measurements. Measure the chord of the slider by folding it in half span-wise, aligning the grommets to make sure it's properly folded. Pull to light tension. Tolerance is plus or minus half an inch.